And we are live. Welcome everybody. Well, Life Eating ASMR. Appreciate you.
Hi, live. How you doing?
Bryce Critters.
Nice. What are you up to, man?
Hell yeah. And then, of course, we got Brad up here tonight. It is an open chat, so I'll be dropping the link throughout the night. How's your week going, Brad? Because I'm about to explain mine.
So far, mine's been going pretty good. I got to replace the coil on my car every 9 months or so. They go out. So just 2 bolts and it's off, and plug it in, plug the new one in, and it's done. I just don't feel like doing it because it's been cold and snowing and shitty. But yeah. As
for me, it's been a rough week. I'm going to tell you right now, Bryce, on what happened. So I drive forklift, right? I drive a sit down and a stand up reach. Well, when I drive the reach, I like to go, I know how to drive it. So anyway, last 5 minutes of my day on Tuesday at work, I smacked the red reach into the corner of the salesman's drywall that goes inside, and I did some pretty damn good damage. And I fucking hate to say that, but damn, I hit it hard. Like, broke the drywall, broke the metal beam. So this week has been shitty. Let's just say that.
That sucks. Yeah. It sucks. Everyone has those days and those weeks. It's just, it's part of life. Shit happens. But don't feel bad. I backed a backhoe in the side of a storage shed one time. Had to replace a couple of pieces of plywood and a couple of studs. No big deal. But,
it killed me, but now I'm letting to let it go. But the whole experience of everything, like going through it, and like how hard I smacked that corner of the wall and broke that metal beam, and like how the drywall just certain spots, just turned into powder. So I just had like this whole white streak down my arm, and then on my side, I was like,
oh shit.
Because they were more worried, like, were you hit? Like, did you take any of the damage? I'm like, no, not a single hit, nothing. It was all the forklift, but it hit it so fine and so well that it just like covered the side of me and all that. I was like, fuck.
Oh shit. Well, to make you feel better, when I worked for the county, we had a guy, he was constantly kind of fucking up. He was a nice guy, but he wasn't all there, Yeah. Well, we were using some water out of some ranch ponds, way out in the county, about 30, 40 miles away. And the county's water pump had gone on the blink. So they leased one from the cat rental place here in town. And my buddy ran that. And they tried to kind of hush it up a little bit. But my buddy told me, he says, hey, who was it that tore up that brand new frickin' water pump that we sent out? I said, I don't know who you're talking about. He says, well, they rented a brand new frickin' water pump from us. And he said, some idiot left it hooked to the truck and took off. And he dragged it about 5 or 6 miles down county roads in Wyoming.
Damn.
And literally destroyed the brand spanking new pump. But I tried to teach the same guy how to use the thumb on a backhoe, picking shit up one time.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it. He could not do it. I mean, like I say, he's a nice guy. He just, his elevator didn't make it out of the basement. So.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, man. Like I said, me hitting that and that really being the first accident I've ever had at a job, like, it is just nuts.
Yeah, it makes you feel bad, but yeah. It ain't something to be proud of, but it is something to be talked about.
it is something to be talked about because, like I said, so driving forklift now, 14 years. Like, first time I fucked up.
Yeah. Don't let it get to you, man. Don't let it get to you.
Hey, it's bound to happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do something 100 times, 1,000 times. Eventually, yeah.
There's a video on YouTube of a guy going up about 4 levels with one of those types of forklifts to get a pallet
Yeah,
off the top.
reach. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he bumps the damn thing and knocks 2 aisles that are probably over 100 yards long. The whole thing's just crumbled.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
There's a guy that still works with me at this job, and they're like, "Don't even feel bad." I was like, "Yeah, but I drove into the fucking wall and broke that shit, and it fucking killed me." But at the same time, like, there's a guy there once again that I work with, and he with you know what EMT is, right? Like metal piping.
Right.
So he apparently knocked over the whole pipe section, and they all just went everywhere. So I kind of don't feel bad. I do feel bad for doing what I did, like, because I fucked up. But at the same time, like, when you put it in perspective with something else like that, like, it's not that bad of a fuck up.
That's right. That's right.
But it's still fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I know. You still feel bad, and it's like you want to kick yourself in the head and the ass, and in my case, the same thing. But it's like, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. But it's just a little bit of drywall, not a big deal. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's all fixed and done. So, shit.
I mean, you saw the pictures. I mean, now that it's all.
Yeah. That's not bad at all. Shit. I've seen guys do that much damage just screwing around, and one guy pushed the other guy into a wall and goes right through it.
But I'm still shocked that I fucked up like that. Like,
don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you.
I mean, like I said, I am over it now. It's just, I don't know, bad luck this week. I feel for me, like, at least it was bad luck. Now I feel like everything's going to be smoothed out. But,
yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to let it kill me, but it's something I won't forget. And I could have easily saved myself from hitting that drywall if I would have just been slightly quicker and smarter by just taking my foot off the dead man, and then the thing just came to a stop. But I never took my foot off the dead man.
I was just watching a video of those guys down in Florida, the tugboat operators. And that guy I was telling you about was on the tugboat as a guest and filming. And they were pulling a ship out of a space that literally had only inches in front and inches in back. And these tugboat operators pulled that damn thing out of its parking space or docking space into the middle of the river. Now they got to get it all the way back down to the ocean through the Miami River. And I was like, holy shit. And with some of those $500,000 or $500 million yachts and shit parked on the side and only inches away from them, pushing that fucking, I don't know how many ton ship that was, but it was fucking huge. It was one of those great big cargo ships, that carries containers.
Big metal freight, the container freight.
Yeah. So, and 2 tugboats to pull that all the way down the goddamn river to the ocean.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I was like, holy shit. Gives a whole new word or new meaning to the word skill. And all there is two ropes on each tug holding on to the front and the back of that frickin' ship.
Yeah. I still, once again, I could have saved an accident. I caused one. It is, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's my first fuck up, so yeah, it kills me. But I can't just dwell over it. Like,
yeah,
if I do that, it's just gonna make things, I don't know, worse. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
How you doing, Tammy? You want to drop the link in the chat?
I will do that right now.
Chris Fries or anybody else wants to come up?
Who knows? Maybe in a little while I'll show the pictures of the damage. Depends on how many people want to see it. There's the link. I dropped it. Crazy shit though, man.
Nice, Tammy. Glad you're feeling better.
Oh yeah. Man, but yeah, no, that was a life lesson that I'll never forget.
And then we got Gary. How you doing, Gary? How's your foot doing, Gary?
6 in the house. If you guys haven't already, please smack that like button, share this shit out like it says in the description. I would truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I want to be putting out, I keep saying it, I know, so it's like, yeah, whatever, you keep saying it. But I am going to eventually start putting out content again. The last like 3 weeks have been hell for me, for everything. I don't know. So I'm trying to hope that next week, or this coming weekend, everything will start going smooth, back to normal, and I can do things that I can take care of.
Yeah, I got to start getting some content up, downloaded in there.
Appreciate it. Thank you for hitting that like button. Man, but that, yeah. So anyway, besides that, let's see. I got a coworker that's buying a snake from me here soon on Wednesday, next Wednesday, of course. Getting him into reps. He said he had snakes before, so seeing someone get back into it, it's awesome. He hasn't had a snake, he said, in like a couple years at least.
Nice.
So. And then I don't know. I want more and more and more. The green basilisks are doing great. The male has gotten a ton shit bigger. The female's not so big. I'm enjoying it. They're fucking kick ass, dude. I can't wait. I'm going to eventually get a body of water where I can put them in, where I can watch them run and film it. But I don't want to do it at a lake or a river. Like, I have to be in an enclosed room.
Yeah, Gary, I do get that shit. Being diabetic, things take longer to heal. Yeah, my Gila monsters are kind of waking up, so I'm going to start feeding them here probably this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I was trying to get them to hold out till the end of the month, but yeah, they're starting to wake up now, so.
Your Gilas?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'll give them a month, and then I'll put them together and see what I got, males or females or what. So,
right.
And hopefully they'll breed.
I want a Gila monster. I'll take.
Oh man, yeah. I think
I want one. My wife would hate me because if she ever got bit, but it's all right. It's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, if she got bit, she might be pissed at you, but she ain't gonna die.
No. She's still gonna feel like shit.
She might make you feel like shit for about a week.
I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Babe, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I was just joking.
And it ain't my fault.
No, she won't care though. She knows that I want more and different types. So now, like, I used to like the ball python love, like, really just ball pythons. But after having the tortoise and now the green basilisks, dude, I want some random shit.
Yeah. I used to have tons of random shit, all kinds of frickin' shit years ago. And finally, I just decided that's it, get rid of it all, and concentrate on my emerald tree boas and my Gila monsters.
See, so that's something I would like to get. And here's something I don't know if a lot of people or yourself knows. I am no longer doing live feeding. I am on frozen thawed. It's not because I want to. It's I kind of lost all my rats. I don't know how. Maybe a disease. I don't know. Plague went between them. So I'm on FTs.
Yeah. I've been doing FTs for what, between 35 and 40 years now. So I do get into breeding rats every now and then. I'll decide, well, I want different sizes, you know. It's a pain in the ass to try to order them, you know, frozen thawed. So usually what I do is just take and gas them, throw them in the freezer. Go to freezer camp.
Man, I never did that. That's one thing I didn't do. I actually bought from Cold Blooded Cafe, but I should have done that. I should have done frozen thawed. But I mean, I personally prefer the live feeding. Like this, for me, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a lot more natural, and it's not to put it in a fucked up way, but it's better to film. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, for film.
I mean,
yeah, if you're into that for filming, it's great. You know.
At the same time, I'm thinking this is why I'm saying I'm coming out with new content. I've thought about this, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way either. I'm thinking about doing voice imitations of the dead frozen thawed rats as they get, you know what I'm saying? Like, as it's like dangling around, trying to sound like Mickey Mouse or something. Like,
you could try that. I would be a little scared to do that,
but it's already dead. What are you gonna do? Say
I
that
know,
I killed
it twice? But you got to look at it from some of the viewers' point of view.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of hesitant on how I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, I don't know. That it sounds like a good idea on one hand, and the other hand, it sounds like it can go very south.
Yeah. I always like to play devil's advocate, so don't take to heart what I say.
Oh, I mean, same with me. Don't ever say whatever. If I ever say something that pisses anybody off, don't take that shit to heart, because I did not mean it in any kind of way to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah. Well, after my buddy years ago lost that $25,000 pure blue chondro to a rat, I just switched.
Okay.
Yeah, him and two other guys went in on this snake together, and this is back in 90 or somewhere, 91. I don't know how they got this thing, but they paid 25 grand for it. Pure blue, except for 3 scales right on the end of its nose that were green. That was it. They paid 25 grand for it. Fortunately, they did insure it. So they weren't out very much money. So.
Oh, yeah.
And I think at that time, if I remember right, they insured it through Lloyd's of London. So.
Yeah.
I think that was the only one that would insure it. Nice, Tammy.
I want to get something different, like, that I don't have right now, that I want. But it's kind of hard when I've won a lot of different snakes and lizards. I don't know which one to pick yet.
Well,
but a Gila monster would be badass.
Yeah, I'm like I said. I hope they breed, and I hope it goes well. So I won't know until probably about May or June when they have eggs, and then it won't be till November before they hatch. So
yeah.
But I've thought about it many times about getting back into venomous. So right now, I'm waiting for somebody to let me know. They've got some baby copperheads.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for them to let me know when they're ready to go. So, and I was thinking about getting the copperhead to start back into it a little more. Rattlesnakes, I don't know if I'll get back into those or not. Copperhead, I'm not too worried about. But so we'll see what happens with that deal. He said it'd probably be a month or so before he lets them go, but so
if you got any, would you get cobras?
I had cobras in the past.
What'd you have?
I had a spectacled.
Okay.
Yeah, spectacled cobra, and I had a green mamba.
Okay.
The mamba made me nervous. But
the quickness of it, or what?
Yeah. And they're not something you want to get out real often or anything, and so
Western hognose is the closest I get to venomous.
Yeah.
Venomous.
I heard somebody just died recently from a hognose bite.
Are you serious? First ever?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it'd be the first ever, but
yeah, I'm not sure. It's just that I heard about this one recently, so and I was like, yeah, they are venomous. So and everyone's system acts different to venoms.
Exactly.
So, but
no, if we all had the same shit, it'd be obvious, right?
Yeah. So, but I kind of miss it. I especially miss my midget faded rattlesnake. Shit, I had her for almost 8 years. And I got stupid and let somebody talk me out of her. They gave me a lot of money for her, but the money wasn't worth it to me personally. But he'd been after. What's that? No. But I say he'd been after me for several years to sell him that damn snake. And he'd been to my house a couple of times, and he says that damn thing don't rattle. I said, no. I said, you can reach in there and change water dish and all that shit. She didn't care. So she was a good snake.
I want to get a monocle.
Yeah.
That's either or the forest, the Asian forest cobra.
Ooh. That one's touchy.
I don't know. It has to be one of those two. I can't do a king. King's too no. It's not that I'm afraid of the king. It's just I can't watch it eat a ball python. That'll break my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
What up, Venom?
Hey, Venom, what's going on, bud?
Some people let them chew on them. A few times. Hungry female. Okay.
Yeah, that Emily at Snake Discovery and her husband Ed, they breed a lot of hog noses.
I want to get a cobra though. Thinking about moving to PA just so I could get a cobra.
A little story: the guy that bought that midget faded rattlesnake off to me, I was living in Cheyenne at the time, and he lived here in Casper. Okay. He had about a 10 or 12 foot albino king.
Oh.
And he ended up putting it to sleep because it was so damn vicious. he had 3/8 inch glass on the doors of that cage, and it would shatter those.
Damn.
He said every time him or his girlfriend walked into the venomous room, that snake would bust the glass.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and he had it. He kept it a couple of years, and then he finally just put it to sleep. He said, "I can't deal with that anymore." And he had quite a bit of different venomous stuff. He had a gaboon viper that was like a
gaboons
pup.
are cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind a gaboon. Their pattern is really beautiful, and I mean,
Oh yeah, I like the rhino vipers a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rhinos are really pretty.
I mean, there's other species. Once again, like I said this before, and Derek thinks we're supposed to have the show tonight. Derek was some shit came up anyway. Couldn't do the show. This is why we're doing this show. And but dude, I would love to get a taipan. Are you kidding me? Inland taipan? I would love to have one. Don't fuck around. I would fuck around. I would get one.
The taipans, the guys I've seen with taipans, really don't have a problem with them whatsoever. So they're not quick to bite. So
no, but I mean, if you did get bit though, I mean.
Oh yeah, if you got bit, you got about 15 minutes to get to the hospital, depending on the bite. But
exactly. I mean, but still, I mean, I would love one. I would love a black mamba if I could. I mean, I know they're quick as fuck, but guess what? I would wear a plated fucking suit of armor and we would play.
my dream venomous would be a Malaysian blue coral.
Oh, okay.
God, they're gorgeous. They're neon blue and neon orange with a red tail. Okay. I mean, they are gorgeous.
I mean, besides venomous, though, I mean, I like to get into. I mean, it's more bacteria, I think. I would love a monitor.
The worst bite.
If I was able to get a Komodo dragon, you know how dope that would be. I'd be.
Oh yeah. And I see things are loosening up on Komodos, from what I hear.
Good.
Because there's just getting to be so many. And they've been collecting eggs now. The Australian Zoo is breeding the hell out of them. And they've got 2 or 3 years now of babies that they've been passing around the world. And I know there's other avenues opening up on the Komodos. So I don't have this. I would not have one here unless I had a building to keep it in.
I mean,
I've got the land, but the cost of building a building that could be heated in the wintertime, because they ain't going to survive 20 below zero. So, but they could stay outside in the summer. You know, I've got the room to build an in-ground pool for them and all that shit. But the food cost is the other thing. Yeah, they can go ahead and eat roadkill and shit like that, which they do anyways. So, well, not roadkill, but deceased animals. So, yeah, I'd love to have one. I just don't have the money to invest in a building and grounds. So,
I mean, I truly want one, but could I truly have one right? No. I mean, no. I don't have no.
Yeah. And over the next couple of years, that shit's going to open up. I believe the Komodos are going to be easier to get. And they're not going to be cheap, I'm sure. But I passed up Komodos in the past. But they were illegal animals. They were smuggled in.
Oh, okay.
I got offered, I was at a reptile shop down in Denver, or actually in Arvada, years ago. Oh, probably 30 years ago now.
Northern or southern?
Northern, southern what?
Nevada.
Oh, no. This was in Denver.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Nevada. My bad.
No, in Arvada, a suburb.
Oh,
Yeah, a
oh, okay.
suburb
My
of
bad. It
Denver,
sounded
western
like
suburb.
Nevada to me.
Yeah. But I came out of the reptile shop to have a cigarette, and I was standing there, and a guy said, "Hey, what kind of reptiles are you into?" And I told him a lot of the shit I had, and he said, "Come here." So I walked around the corner of the place, and he was parked out back, and he says, "Come here and look what I got in the trunk here." So I walked over and took a look, and in there he had 8 baby Komodo dragons.
Damn.
And he says, I asked him, I said, "Well, what do you want for them?" He said, "I'll take 500 a piece." I said, "Nah, it's way too much money." He says, "Well, what do you offer me?" I said, "Tell you what, for 500 bucks, you give me 6 of them." And he thought about it for a second. He says, "Okay." And I looked at them. They were baby Komodo dragons. And I picked them up and held a couple of them and shit. And then I thought about it, and I thought about, wait a minute, that would be stupid to be caught with baby Komodo dragons. And I knew that something wasn't right. So I passed on it. About 2 days later, I saw in the Denver news where they busted a drug ring with some baby Komodo dragons and a bunch of other reptiles. So I was glad that I kicked myself in the ass and said, "Don't do it."
See,
But
I probably would have done it. I would have been like, not for one though. I mean, I would have, like you did, talked him down. Like 6 for 500, man. Fuck, let's roll those dice, baby. Let's see if we
yeah,
don't win.
he just wanted the cash. That's all he wanted. And unfortunately, I did have the cash on me at the moment.
I would have
So,
done it.
it was hard. It was extremely hard, but I thought, nah, too many people know me.
But then
And
again, I mean, 1 is hard enough, but 6, I don't know.
yeah,
The amount of space and everything, yeah, that's a little too
yeah,
much. Like
yeah,
1, okay. I would have been
yeah.
like, how about $75 for 1?
I tried to get him I offered him $200 for one of them. And he said, "Nah, I need to get rid of them." And I thought, I knew they were highly illegal, and that's one reason that kept me from doing it. But I was like, holy shit. But just
Would
get
you
a
get?
Savannah, huh?
Well, what about any other bigger lizards besides the like tegus and monitors? What would you get?
Well, the ones that fascinate me, they're not real big, but are the tree monitors.
Okay.
And the other one that I thought about would be a pink throat.
Okay. Pink throats are pretty cool. I never thought I liked the green basilisks, but dude, they're pretty dope. They're nifty. They know how to climb.
Oh, yeah. 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 Years ago, I'm talking about 30 years ago now. I had a friend that had a pet shop in Fort Collins, Colorado, and he got a bunch of basilisks in. And with the same shipment he got in, he also got a 3-foot frickin' Savannah monitor. Well, the thing was, he was scared to death of the damn thing. And I said, "They're not that bad." So I come over there, and help him out in the store a little bit here and there with stuff because he knew I knew reptiles pretty good. And I had this thing out, and it would follow me around, and shit. And I'd pet it and rub its neck and shit like that. And it was a pretty good lizard. One day I wasn't paying attention, and I was kind of kneeled down on one knee, had my hand hanging over, and that sucker latched onto my wrist right across here. And I mean, it had a good bite. And it took about 15 minutes to get the damn thing off my arm. And for about 4 days after that, it felt like somebody punched me in the arm with a sledgehammer or a baseball bat. I mean, I was sore. My arm swelled up. Fortunately, I didn't get blood poisoning, but I was lucky.
Mm.
But that damn thing really, and that was a wild caught, so they didn't have captive bred back then. But I was like, holy shit.
Man. I don't know.
To me,
Once again, there's a bunch of different types of reptiles I would love to get into.
well, those are about the only ones that I'd really consider going any farther with, but I'm concentrating right now on the Gilas and the Emeralds. So the green tree monitors and the blue tree monitors are another one that I would like to have, but they take up a little more space.
Mm.
You gotta have 6 foot by 4 foot cages, and for a minimum. So they got some room to climb and shit.
I don't know, man. Like, once again, like I'm really debating I'm trying to kind of convince my wife to move to PA, and I'm like, yo, like it's better, and then or whatever excuse, and just so I can get into venomous.
Yeah, talk to Eric and
the laws here.
Quentin from was it JQ or GQ or whatever, Venomous. He just moved to PA. So from Missouri, I think it was. So, but shit, Pennsylvania's laws as far as venomous goes are great. So,
Yeah, no, Nevada law sucks, bro. Like everything just about the state law sucks.
yeah. I don't know. When I was in Reno, I thought it was a nice place, but I just don't think I could live there.
So, why is that?
I don't know. It just something about Nevada. I've been to Vegas, been to Reno, and all over the place there, but I don't know. It didn't feel right.
Okay. No, I get that. I mean, that's how I feel when I go to Utah. I'm like, this place again.
Utah has some good reptile laws, and others like owning Gila monsters. You got to do everything but give your left nut away for that.
Damn.
I know guys that are still working trying to get Gilas in Utah. So, because they are a native species there, but only down in one county, down by St. George. So, which I think is Washington County, I think.
I'm pretty sure I could have Gila monsters where I'm at.
In Nevada?
Yeah, because they are native to the state.
Yeah.
I can't have anything that's native to the state. I just can't have anything else reptile-wise. That's not. So anything invasive.
Okay.
Anything that, like, I could have the green basilisk because they're not venomous, but yeah, no, anything that's not from here, I'm technically not allowed to have, and that's including like gators, caiman, alligator, crocs, anything like that. But it's weird. I could have like a fucking kangaroo if I want, or a fucking tiger, but I can't have a fucking cobra because people are worried.
Yeah, for some of the like tigers and shit like that, I know people you can have them here in Wyoming, but I think you just got to get special permits for all that shit. So, and I know there's 1 or 2 gator farms in Wyoming, and the same with Colorado. I think Colorado's got 3 gator farms down there.
Okay.
So, and Utah is open to gators and shit like that. You just can't have Gila monsters in Utah.
See how stupid that sounds, though?
Yeah, it does. It's ridiculous. Yeah. You can have a gator, but you can't have a Gila monster. No, that's stupid. But
like, yeah, I don't know. The people that make these laws in certain states, I'm like, do you honestly think about what you're saying before you just write it down? Like, this is perfect. Like, I can't have a Hilo, but I could have a Gator that could take out the neighbor's dog easy. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I get it. Right? Well, I'm just saying, right? Like,
I know. It's ridiculous.
it's funny too. Like, Nevada, like, I could have a chimpanzee, but I can't have a cobra. But my chimpanzee could actually tear your face apart.
Yeah, like that one lady.
Yeah, like, there you go, perfect. But once again, this is people that make the laws really need to think about what the fuck they're making before they
They
just do
don't
it.
have a clue. Somebody with money decides to lobby with their buddy to get these laws put in place. Oh, millions of people could die. We ain't even got a million people, you know? And it's like, what the hell?
No, yeah.
Like motorcycles, drinking and driving, all that shit. They don't outlaw cars because people kill people driving drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, guns, reptiles, all that shit. It makes no sense.
Well, see, that's where it starts. Is they're starting with animals, then they move. They're still always on the gun shit. Next, it might be vehicle shit. You might have to take transportation everywhere you go later down in the future. Hopefully, I won't be there.
Well, that's it. Right now they're pushing this fucking electric shit as being eco-friendly, which it is not. And, they're dangerous as hell. Ion batteries, lithium ion batteries are extremely dangerous. There's a pilot that does YouTube, and he hauls a lot of that shit across the world. He's a 747 pilot.
Okay.
And he says that's the only time he gets nervous when he's got cargo is when he's hauling a load of lithium ion batteries across the world. So, and so many of those Teslas and other electrical vehicles have blown up, started on fire, had shorts, and you can't put that out. You cannot put them out. If you put water on a lithium battery, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, fuck, that'd be crazy. Eventually, there will be a YouTube video of that.
Oh, there already is.
Oh, is there?
Oh, God, tons of them.
Okay.
Tons of them. I got into drones a few years ago, and they use lithium ions. And I've seen by just punching a nail through one what it does on a small one. Just one like this, about that thick. And I'll tell you what, that's something you don't want to play with.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Big time bad news.
I gotta see this.
Yeah. Look up some of the lithium ion batteries on YouTube.
Okay.
There's a million of them on there. And some guys just play with them, they think that's fun, which, okay, if you're a pyro, yeah, it's fun. But yeah, it's something that can be relatively dangerous. So there's already been people killed in Teslas because of the batteries. So
yeah, I mean, then again, I don't know. The whole electric shit's stupid. Like, just my opinion.
I don't think it's been developed enough yet. I'm sure that down the road, yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, but for the moment in time, though, it's not.
Yes, for this moment in time, no. I just don't see it.
Exactly. That doesn't mean in like 50, 60, 80 years from now it doesn't become amazing, but like.
Oh, I would say in the next 10 years they'll probably go a long ways with it. But right now,
I think it's gonna take time.
Yeah, everything takes time. So I think
longer than 10 years though.
I think Wyoming only has maybe a half dozen charging stations in the whole state. So,
I mean,
I
we
don't
got
know.
the Tesla factory here, so they kind of
There you go.
deals with the casinos here, and they got special parking for Teslas. And
Oh yeah.
Fuck your Tesla. Sorry, but fuck Tesla. Like, if you drive a Tesla, cool, but nah, not for me.
Yeah, I like to say, once the technology gets a little better, I'm sure there'll be great vehicles, but at this point in time, no.
No.
So I think they're kind of jumping the gun on it. They should have had all this stuff figured out before they marketed this stuff, but and in bigger places, California, I don't know about Reno, but Vegas, places like that, down in Arizona. I know they've got some charging stations down there around the Phoenix area, but probably Denver, Chicago, places like that. That's the other thing with those batteries. In the cold, they don't do well. Like I can get almost 30 minutes on a charge on my drone, but when it's cold, I've flown it at 0 degrees, you only get about 5 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah. They go down quick. And they take a while to charge. So, but the batteries aren't cheap. You're spending $60 for a battery for a drone. So, it's kind of ridiculous.
So not to change the subject on you. Once again, like here, I just want to know your opinion. Changing it completely has nothing to do with reptiles. But are you into football at all?
I am, but I'm not.
Okay.
I back the Packers because that's where I grew up in Wisconsin. So
okay, who wins Sunday?
I don't even know who's playing.
Eagles, Chiefs.
Shit, I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
I don't follow either one.
Just curious.
Yeah. And most of the friends I've had that were heavy into football, they've quit Major League Football. Everyone's gone to college. They're like, screw that, screw those assholes, and the NFL. No, the hell with it. It's all a bunch of crap to me, anyways. The NFL is, but
I mean, I like football.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment, but they've gotten so out of hand. Like with what's his name and a one knee and shit like that.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, he kind of destroyed a lot of it, but which is better. I know what he was trying to say. Everyone does. And everyone would agree with him, but that's not the way to do it, And he just ruined the whole freaking entertainment series. So,
let's see. So, I watched live in person a lot of Colin Kaepernick games, and here's why. Colin Kaepernick played at University of Nevada, Reno, UNR.
Yeah.
And then he was drafted to my favorite NFL team, which was the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
I can't hate on him at all just because I've seen him play really good.
Oh, yeah.
But I agree. He could have took a completely different approach to what he was doing.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's just like a freaking movie star. All those freaking movie stars pull all kinds of dumb shit, say all kinds of dumb shit, just so they keep themselves in the news. They think everyone follows them because they got this opinion or that or this.
Well, look at it like this. They robbed him. They robbed the man.
Oh, yeah.
They did. I want to explain why they robbed him. They robbed him by turning off the lights in the Superdome when they were playing the Ravens in the Super Bowl. They turned the lights off, and they knew, because if everyone goes back to that game and rewatches it, right? Yes, we're losing, blah, blah, blah. But you can see the comeback happening, right? So it comes down pretty much to the last play. And this is what kills me. Why would you throw the ball 4 times when you could have ran the ball? We're known as a running team. You're 1 yard away and you can't run 1 yard. You're going to throw it 4 times on the 4 downs? Like, you're fucking crazy.
The Packers did the same thing with the Donkeys on Super Bowls. They beat them 1 year. Next year they lost down at the 1 yard line. How do you do that? Just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. That's why, like, I love the NFL, but that's why I like college more, is because, like, I hate to say this, I really do, but it has to be partly rigged. It has to be.
It is. It is. There's no doubt about it. And after that deal, I quit watching pro football.
Okay, so here's an example. I don't care what anybody says. If you go back to the playoffs this year, San Francisco versus the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Brock Purdy barely gets touched in the elbow, but yet he can't now somehow. And it wasn't a bad hit. They showed it like 10 times. It's not a bad hit, but they over-exaggerate it.
They always do.
Like, now we can't throw the ball, so we lose and get, like, smashed in the ground. It was fucked up. Like, I feel like that was bullshit. If Brock Purdy ever hears and sees this, or someone films it and sends it to him, you're an asshole. You're a goddamn liar. I don't care what anyone says. I could have seen anybody take, even old ass, sorry, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, even Big Ben would have took that shit, and he's retired. Are you fucking kidding me? That was fucking rigged.
Yeah, it's all rigged, you know.
College? Nah, no one. Because, I mean, yeah, it's becoming kind of popular, but, like, at the same time, like, no one really cares. If you went to that university, that's one thing. That's showing respect, love, because you went there, you graduated there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's just local and whatever. But, no.
Yeah, it's
NFL.
It's ridiculous. It gets nuts. That's why I just don't like professional sports, period. You know.
Oh, I'm still watching the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's going to watch Super Bowl. But
are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'll go to my buddy's house. He always has a big party every year over at his place. So he's about a mile away from me. So
I am having a solo party, just me. Don't want no phone calls. I told my wife my phone's going off. I will not be answering anything during those 4 hours of time. The world doesn't exist. It's just me and the TV.
Yeah. I used to be into it heavy years ago. You know, I always bet a ton of money on it and shit, you know, and I did okay. But these guys don't do any betting there. So it's like hell. Years ago, we always had party at the same guy's place and shit. Everybody always bet a ton of money on it. Shit.
See, I'm good. I don't know. My wife will tell you, I'm really good at betting.
I know you are. Mm-hmm.
I follow sports and reptiles like crazy. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, you're way more into sports." No, I'm actually way more into reptiles. But sports happen like when I follow that team.
Right.
It's not an everyday thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Shit.
Man, I don't know. Betting money at the casino on games is one thing, but losing it on a machine, it's stupid. You might as well spend your money.
What's up, Lakers?
What's up, Lakers?
Links in the chat if you want to jump in.
I dropped I'll drop the link again. But no, like I hate gambling on machines, man. Like that's like the worst of the worst. And I see some people make channels of it. I'm like, that's cool. Like you could hit, but like, man, I'd rather spend my money on something else.
The house does not set those machines or games up for people to win. The house is the only winner.
Mm-hmm. Every time. Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a few people get lucky, including my mom, you know, going in there trying $100, walking out with 10 grand. I'm like, all right. Like,
yeah.
How often does that happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not very common.
Yeah. Yeah. I just never got into machines and shit. And I knew people that, Christ, they live for that shit. You know, I asked my buddy's wife one time, I said, why do you like those machines so much? You know, she lived for that shit. And a lot of times he couldn't get off work. He was in the Air Force yet at the time, and he couldn't get off work to take her anywhere. And she used to like to go to the casinos, you know, down and around Denver and, you know, all over the place. And I had weekends free. And I told her, I says, look, I'll watch the kids for you. I said, you know, you and your husband take off and go. Make a weekend out of it. She says, he got to work every weekend. But she comes to work one day. She says, you taking me down to Denver this weekend? And I said, what do you mean? Bruce said it's okay for you to take me to Denver. We can spend the night together. And I used to tease and live and shit out of her. I said, no, ding dong. I says, she was Thai, but I called her ding dong. And because she was a nut anyways. But she says, Bruce, no, you scared of me. So he said, it's okay if you spend the night with me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. And she's like, no, Bruce said it's okay. And then Bruce calls me up. He says, will you fricking take her down to Denver this weekend? He says, I got to work. And I said, well, shit. I said, I want to take your wife to Denver. He says, I ain't worried. Because he's like, I know how she is. And he says, I ain't worried. And I said, no, Bruce. I said, thanks. But he gave me $2,000 to take his wife to Denver.
Damn.
And
See,
I was
for
like,
$2,000 though, I mean, my wife watching right now, which I doubt, but if she catches this on later, I would drive anybody for $2,000 to go get.
Well, I did. I drove her down to Denver, and I spent the whole damn weekend in a hotel room. I was like, shit, I slept. So I think I got up a couple times to eat, and that was it. Because she used to go so much that she always had executive suite wherever she went. So because they knew she spent a lot of money there. So it's like, shit. Bruce told me, he says, yeah, he said, hey, man, he says, shit, $2,000 is cheap for me. So.
Damn. All right, make it 5. No, I'm just there.
Oh, shit. I took her several times to different casinos, but he just wanted to make sure she was safe, you know. But
yeah. But Brad, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go live tomorrow, so if you want to join me tomorrow, we can ramble and bullshit.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you joining and everyone that has peeped in for a minute or two. Appreciate you, Brad. Thank you.
Anytime, David. Thank you.
All
so
right,
you take care, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Later, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.